Vector Optics Frenzy Plus multi-reticle solar red dot right now on Pirate Firearms and Reloading. Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. So this is kind of part 2 of my plinking speed steel Ruger 1022 build, and today we are talking optics. So you would have seen in a couple other videos I have got some Vector Optics products. Now all of these products I have purchased with my own money. I have no affiliation with Vector whatsoever. So this is just the brutal truth. So far with Vector Optics, I've been extremely impressed. For the price point, it's pretty hard to argue with them. Some people might say this is a pistol red dot. I have gone ahead and put it on the Picatinny mount. You can get your like MOS type mounts for pistols and that. So it is a fully enclosed emitter red dot system. This particular model, I believe they do 3. Has a solar panel on top, and I will show you that outdoors. That is quite a neat feature, particularly if you're someone like myself, mainly shooting on an outdoor range. You're not burning battery when you're outside, which is kind of cool. It takes a 2032 battery, a CR2023. You have controls on the side here. It is a multi-reticle unit, which I'll show you in a second, and it also has a shake to wake feature. So you can lock it out and completely turn it off, or you can do a shake to wake. With all Vector Optics products, as you're probably aware, you get the nice little cardboard box. 18 by 20 is the window. Obviously 1x, no magnification, multi-reticle. So you get your typical laser cut foam packaging, which is all very nice and more than sufficient. You do get supplied a T10, angle wrench. We're a little bit more sophisticated than that. You get a very nice multi-tool. This helps you take the battery caps off and also to adjust the zero on your dot. Generic cleaning cloth. We can never have too many of those. VIP warranty card. I did actually get a patch thrown in, kind of cool, nice and simple. A nice, simple little user manual. So it is a manual that kind of covers the all 3 of the models. So you get your footprint information, mounting. I noticed that it doesn't actually seem to give you any torque specs. It talks about the type of fasteners you're going to see. Talks about the illumination, 9 levels of brightness, 2 are night vision capable. I'm yet to test that. It's talking about, shooting 3-shot groups, etc. What else have we got here? We have got battery exchange, maintenance. I do not believe this one has the automatic light sensor. It does have solar, but I don't believe it adjusts. And this is what I mean about the multi-reticle. So my particular version has the 3 MOA red dot, right? And then, sorry, it has a 2 MOA red dot. And then you have a 40 MOA circle. So you can have both the dot and the circle, which is my personal preference. A precision aiming point, and then a broad aiming point for when you're in a hurry. If you put that, around the steel plate, you're going to hit it, sort of deal. You can have just the circle or just the dot as well. Talks about storage, keeping it dry, keeping it safe, all that good stuff. All about the warranty. We're going to have to chuck a rail on this, obviously. But I'm really enjoying this red dot, actually. So I'm going to see if I can get the reticle to come up in the camera. I'm not going to hold my breath. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, let's just try turning the brightness down. So at this point in time, I am running on the battery. You can see all the different levels of brightness. It's starting to flare in the camera there. Yep, it's not going to focus for me. Oh, there you go, kind of. So that is currently the circle with the dot in the center. So if I was to now leave this, I think it takes about 5 minutes, it will shut itself off, and then it doesn't take a lot of movement for this to come back on. So if you were going to put this in, say, a vehicle or something like that, the movement from the vehicle or on your body would constantly keep that on. So that might be something to factor in. If you do want to turn it off, you simply hold down the two buttons together, and there it goes, she goes off. And that's locked out. Now I can shake that thing to death and we will not get the reticle coming back on again. So probably quite nice if you're going to and from the range, you can lock it out, shut it down completely. And if you happen to come home and put it back in the safe and forget to turn it off, it will actually go into a extended standby mode. So I've got a pretty generic, doesn't even have a brand, to be entirely honest with you, rail. So we're going to go ahead and mount this on the receiver with a lovely little bit of Loctite 222, my favorite, for small screws. Bottle has already been shaked. Now we have one secure rail to our rifle. Now I'll inject a photo in here. This optic with the Picatinny mount sits about the same height as your sort of generic aim point style, the Vector Maverick that I've done a video on in the past. The optic's going to sit the same height and take up a little bit less real estate because it's not as long an optic. So they've packed a lot into here. Right, so as usual, folks, I am going to put a drop of Loctite on that mount. So interestingly enough, you can mount either the optic to the adapter or the adapter to the rail first. It doesn't make a difference. Right, and same again, I've done 10-inch pounds on that. So ultimately, I've decided that I want that mounted forward. It gives me a better field of view around the optic, if you like. So as you can see there, works quite nicely in my opinion. It is reasonably high, but I do have the adjustable cheek piece to allow for that. The main thing and reason I have selected this particular red dot optic, it's not size, it's not anything like that. It's shake awake, it's solar, and it's multi-reticle. I really wanted that circle around the dot as well, just to give me a really coarse aiming point. If you're really close up, hitting steel plates, you don't need a little precision dot to be aiming at. And that's where that 40 MOA circle will come in. If you're shooting a 6-inch plate at like 25 meters, a 2 MOA dot is not going to give you any advantage. In fact, it might actually be harder to find. So the sheer fact that they give you that choice is really, really nice. Just all round, it's a neat little optics package. I would have loved to have been able to get it lower down, but that's just the nature of red dots. Generally speaking, they're fairly high mounted. The only sort of red dot you'd potentially get lower is a non-enclosed sort of reflex sight red dot, but I wanted something just a little bit more robust. Right, so we're in direct sunlight. We have no battery inserted. I've left the battery cap off just to make it easier. So the solar panel is in direct sunlight. And if we take a look through here, okay folks, so there it is, reticle, no issues, no battery, purely on solar. Alright, so here we are again. We are no longer in direct sunlight, but we're still outdoors. It is an overcast day, no battery inserted, and what do you know, that reticle works. That is a really nice feature, very impressed. Right, so we are literally under a tree at the moment. It is definitely a little weaker. Let me get this thing to focus. It's definitely a lot weaker, but we still have a bit of a red dot coming up. All round, really impressed with the build quality. So really nice they give you the tool to go with it, so that can go in the range bag when I take this rifle out to be zeroed, and we can go from there. So folks, this build is going to carry on, but yeah, this is part 2. So if you've got any questions or any suggestions for the build, hit me up in the comments down below, and until next time, happy shooting.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Catch you next time.